Now, what can be the solution to reduce the soil erosion? Because once children, we have seen that the soil is eroded in different ways in different regions of India, right? You can see by yourself. These are just a few examples. Chambal Valley is known for the various gully erosion, right? A large area is covered by gully erosion. Then northeastern India, suppose northeastern hills, as well as you can say the foothills of Himalayas, right? Or you can say even on the western Ghats, the problem of erosion is again getting increased day by day, right? There again, the factors which are working there are mainly steep slope is there, heavy rainfall, and when deforestation is done over that, then it adds up in the total erosion, right? So, what do you think? What we can do to reduce this thing, right? To reduce the soil erosion, because children, soil is something which is very, very important for us, right? So, what we can do in this regard, whatever steps we take to protect the topsoil from soil erosion, or you can say whatever steps we take to reduce the loss of fertility, right? Loss of fertility of the topsoil, which is there, what we need for that various crops and the plants and trees, right? Whatever steps we can take to reduce the loss of, you can say, the fertility of the topsoil, that is called as soil conservation. Okay, so soil conservation is overall whatever practices we do, right? Whatever steps we take to reduce soil erosion, that is called as soil conservation, right? Now, what is the need? Why we are so much concerned for the soil conservation? What is the need for that? Because children, once the soil is going through erosion, it loses its fertility, right? All the nutrients are gone. Within some time, you'll find all the nutrients are actually get vanished, right? So, in that soil, which is totally, you can say, which is just infertile soil, in that the production of crops will also be very difficult, right? Total crop yield will get decreased. Okay, it will get directly affected by that. Moreover, the plant life, okay, the entire plants and the trees and all the, you can say, plant kingdom, that entirely depends on the soil, right? Once the topsoil is gone, or you can say the fertility of topsoil is gone, naturally it is going to directly affect the plant life also. Understood? And which is, we should not forget that this plant life is actually the base for the entire nutrition cycle, because you all know it very well. These are the primary producers, right? Entire biosphere actually is going to get affected by this, when once the soil will be, soil fertility, or you can say the topsoil will be lost. So anyhow, we have to conserve soil. It is the actually at urgent basis, right? On an urgent basis, we should take certain steps to reduce soil erosion, right? And that is only whenever we take any such steps that comes under the soil conservation. Moreover, children, when the soil erosion is reduced, right, that actually increases its capacity to absorb more water. Okay, more water will be absorbed, and when the more water is getting absorbed or the seepage is there, what will happen then? This water will ultimately go to the underground water. Okay, so that actually recharges the groundwater. Understood? So once the erosion is reduced, or we can say the other way, once we do anything for soil conservation, we are helping in more and more recharge of groundwater. Okay, so many things are there, children, which are related with this. For that only, soil conservation should be done immediately. right? Now for this, what steps we can take in different areas? It depends according to the erosion, the type of erosion, the type of soil, right? The amount of rainfall which is received in that particular area, right? Which agent is causing soil erosion? Suppose somewhere the water is doing it, right? Somewhere the agent is mainly water. Okay, some other regions you'll find the main agent is actually wind. So that according to these things, we have to decide what type of conservation practice or the step we can take in different parts of the entire country, right? So for that purpose, the first thing which we can discuss here is actually related to the erosion which is caused by water, right? Now, whenever there is a slope, okay, there is slope on an area where the which is actually going through the erosion, right? There, this particular step works a lot, right? What we do is this is called contour ploughing, right? When the field is ploughed, you can say parallel ploughing is done, right, in that field. Okay, just like keeping that in mind that the contours, just like contours, if you remember, children, contours are the lines which are actually joining the different places having same altitude, right, from the mean sea level. Okay, these are imaginary lines, but on the land, just imagine of the contours only. And what we do is we make certain furrows over the land area which is actually used for the cultivation purpose, right? Now what is done? Whenever the rainfall occurs, right, the water when it flows down along the slope, right, maximum water gets actually within that furrows which are made, right, along the contour lines, almost around along the contour lines, you can say, right, there the seepage of water is a lot, right? So that it's actually along those furrows, furrows are made actually along certain contours. So to reduce the soil erosion and amongst different steps which we can take under soil conservation, the first step comes under that is contour ploughing, right? Now what is it? Simple, beta. In children, when we are talking about the erosion which is caused by the water, right, along the slope of any hilly area, right, hilly region, you can say, when the water flows down the slope, there are always more chances of getting erosion, right? Soil erosion is going to be more faster, right? Now there, along with that soil, we need to stop the flow of water, right? To reduce the speed of water, what we do there is along the slope, along the slope, what we do is we make certain furrows, right? And these furrows are made in such a way that they resemble just like you can say, if we see from the top, right? If we take an aerial photograph of that area, it seems like the contours are drawn over that, right? Just like the contour lines, what we have in the topographical sheets. Okay, similar thing actually is seen in the picture. And what are these things? These are not contours. These are furrows. Okay, the furrows which are made just like the contour lines. Okay, at the same level around the hill or any such area where the slope is there. Okay, now what is the use of it? From the top, when the rainfall occurs, the water flows down along the slope. Okay, so it is carrying along with it soil also, right? Now the role of these furrows is that they actually trap the rainwater there only, right? They arrest, actually they hold the, because they are creating some obstacle in the way, right? The rainwater is not freely able to cross that. So there, because of these furrows, rainwater also get trapped, right? That is one thing. In this way, the soil which it is carrying, that soil is actually dropped down there only. Number one. Number two is that the water which is coming down, its speed is reduced a lot. Understood, children? So these two things actually affect a lot, right? It helps a lot in reducing the total erosion, what it would be earlier, right? That is reduced to a great extent just by following this type of contour ploughing, right? Along the slope of the hills or mountains. Understood. So this is the first method, and especially it is done where the erosion is caused by water. Okay. Number two, second one is terraced farming, somewhat like the contour ploughing only, but it is a little different, right? In this, children, what is done here, actually the slope of the land, the slope of the mountains or the hills, these are cut, right, in several steps, right, just like terraces are made over the slope. Okay, now over these terraces the cultivation is done. Okay, because we are getting several flat surface. Again, the next step, again there a little bit of flat surface we are getting. Now what is the use of this flat surface? For the cultivation. Okay, so these terraces or these steps, right, okay, these are used for doing the cultivation practice. Understood? Now, how it is going to reduce the soil erosion? Just think of it. Again, similar thing as we have seen in the case of contour ploughing. But now in this case, what happens? One side we are getting the production. Okay, cultivation is being done. So whatever amount of, suppose whatever total yield we are getting, but still we get it. Right? That is one thing. Second thing is that by terraced farming, the slopes are being used, right, in such a way that the water which comes down, children, right, whenever the rainfall occurs, it flows down fast. Because of the slope, it comes down very fast. Okay, now because of these terraces, right, terraces are made, सीढ़ियां जैसे बन जाती हैं उस पे. And what is the role of this? It actually helps in reducing the speed of flow of water. So the speed of the flow of water is reduced. So naturally the speed at which the erosion is being done, that is also reduced. Okay, so this is one thing. Second thing is that suppose water carries with it all the soil, right? Along the slope it is carrying along with it a lot of soil. Now this soil, because of these terraces, right, which are there in the way, the water which comes down the slope, it settles the soil at one terrace, right? Again it goes down, again to some extent the soil is dropped there. Again water moves down, to some extent the soil is deposited on each steps what is being crossed by water. Okay, so in this way what has happened? The erosion which was actually going on because of the flow of water down the slope, now what has happened? Maximum part of that soil which was going along with water, now that has actually been deposited over the various terraces, and that makes a proper place for doing the cultivation also, right? So on one side you can say that we are getting flat surfaces over the slope of hills and mountains better. We cannot do the cultivation, right? Always, children, for cultivation we need a flat surface, right? For that purpose these terraces are helping in that way. Number one. Number two is that the making of these terraces, farming, what we do on these terraces, that helps in reducing the soil erosion, because the soil which is being carried down by the water, these soils are deposited at different terraces, right? Now that is reducing the total loss of soil, you can say topsoil or the fertile soil. Okay, so soil erosion has been reduced. Moreover, the flow of water, right, the speed of the flow of water has been reduced. Understood? So in this way, children, the terraced farming helps a lot in the soil conservation. Clear? So number one was the contour ploughing. Number two is terraced farming. Clear? And both these practices are done in the case of the erosion which is caused by the flow of water, right? And in which areas? Where the slope is there. Okay, over the, you can say, slopes of hills or mountains, these two practices are done very commonly. Understood now? Yes. Now come to the next one. Next is actually, again, this is an erosion which is caused by water, right? But this is a different type of erosion. Okay, this is actually where gully erosion is quite commonly seen, right? And the most affected area in our country is the Chambal region. Okay, Chambal region has got actually that entire area, children, is full of gullies, right? Gullies means several ravines have developed, like deep valleys have developed due to just by the erosion. Okay, so a vast area has been left without any use. Okay, neither we can use it for cultivation, nor we can use it for any plantation and all, nor it can be used for any other purposes, right? Okay, just a vast area is left without any use. Okay, and it's totally undulated landform. So in those areas, how we can actually sort out this problem of that area? One thing is that somehow we should stop the flow of water through those gullies. Understood? If the water keeps on flowing through the same gullies, through the same passage, what happens then? It is further making that gully more deeper and deeper. Okay, but now what is required to be done there is actually, anyhow we need to plug the gullies, right? Plugging of the gullies, it is called, right? Plugging means to stop. Okay, you can see in this picture. Now when we stop the actually the way, or you can say the flow of water, suppose the when the water flows through this area, right, it follows this passage again, the same gully will is followed by water. Now when it is blocked, right, now the water will not flow through the same passage, right? So this is how water, when it is coming towards this side, right, it is stopped by the this plugging of the gully will stop the flow of water. In this way it will stop the soil which is carried by the water, right? So the soil is dropped there only on one side of the that obstruction which is made there. Okay, it can be in the form of trees, right? It can be in the form of several bushes and all, right? Or any structure, can be, suppose any bricks, or the stones can be just um, uh, taken together to actually create some obstruction there in the way of the flow of water, right? So in this way we are actually making the plugs, right, which is stopping the flow of water, right? When once the free flow of water will be stopped, that will stop the soil erosion also, right? Once the soil erosion will be stopped, again these gullies will start getting filled up in natural way, when the soil will not go away anywhere, right? So the soil, actually the passage is being formed in what way? Water when flows through this part better, so what happens then? It carries along with it soil. Now once it is plugged, what will happen? The soil will not go anywhere, it will stop there only, right? Thus the gullies which are actually further made deeper and deeper every time, now it will be stopped, right? It will get filled up slowly and slowly by the soil which is carried by water, and it is actually deposited there on one side of the plug, right? So in this way, children, we can say that the plugging of gullies is also very, very important step we can take in those areas. Now in which areas we can use this method? Only where the gully erosion is common. Okay, that's what I'm telling you, children. According to the type of erosion, okay, according to the amount of rainfall, according to, you can say, the agent which is working in the erosion, right, we have to decide that what method we have to use in that part. Okay, what method of soil conservation we can do there. Okay, now this is about the gully erosion. So by plugging the gullies, we can get rid of the gully erosion, or we can say the loss of soil will be minimized in that case, right? Now comes another thing, children. Here actually the two pictures you can see, right? These two pictures are related to the those areas where the erosion is caused basically by the wind, right? By the wind when it blows with a high speed. Okay, so it has got a lot of force with it, right? Now when it has got a lot of force, it carries all the soil together along with it, right? If it is not covered by any vegetation. So for that purpose, what we can do is the two methods most commonly, these are practiced in those areas which are actually going through the erosion caused by wind. Now, what are the two methods? Number one, you can see, is called the strip farming. Okay, strip farming. Now, what is it? A large area, suppose a vast agricultural area we have got, right? A vast area we have taken. Now, in that, what is done is in between the crops, suppose the cropping is done, right? Crops have been grown there, right? Now, in between every line, every row of the crops, there is some space left, right? Always this the space which is left in between all these rows of the crops. What is done there? There actually the grasses are left there to grow by themselves. Okay. Now what is the use of it? See children, this actually helps to actually interrupt the speed of the wind, right? It creates actually obstacle in the way, and it, because of this, the force of wind breaks, and it creates obstruction in the way. And so once the speed of wind is reduced, naturally the total erosion caused by the wind will be reduced. Understood? So one side we are covering the entire area by any vegetation, right? Whether it is crop, whether it is plant, it is grasses, anything. If it is covered by any of these greeneries, that will cause one side, it will definitely reduce the soil erosion because it is covered by vegetation, right? Because vegetation holds the soil together. Try to understand. And once the vegetation cover is there, vegetal cover is there, it will reduce the erosion at that moment only, right? Number two, second thing you can say here is the strip cropping or strip farming. When we do that, is basically reducing the speed of wind to a great extent, right? So in drier areas, this method works a lot, right? Okay, so this is one of the methods which we use in those areas where the erosion is caused mainly by the wind, right? One more method is used generally, children, a method of conservation, and it is again very effective method. What is it now? It is called shelter belts. You must have heard about it, shelter belts, right? Now what is it? Actually on the border, of the desert areas or the drier areas where we feel that the wind blows with a very high speed, right? There what we do is, actually in the desert areas, if you remember, the sand dunes are formed by the deposition work of wind. Okay, the winds carry sand along with it in large quantity, and anywhere else it drops the all the sand particles, thus resulting into the formation of what? Sand dunes, right? Now these sand dunes are actually they keep moving, right? The winds actually, they take all the sand together, they drop somewhere else. So in this way the sand dunes also keep moving. From now it's here, again it will be somewhere else. So this is actually the mainly the work of wind is responsible for this, right? Now what we are talking of here is to reduce the speed of wind on one side, and second thing, to create obstruction in the way of wind, so that if the wind blows, it doesn't take the sand particles along with it, right? For that purpose, what we do, we actually plant several trees, right? In different rows, the plantation is done, right? And when these plants grow up into tall trees, what happens then? they obstruct the entire wind there only, right? Now in this way, how it is helping? Number one is by plantation, we are helping in reducing the soil erosion, right? By plantation, simple plantation, or you can say the afforestation, that is also one very important step to reduce the soil erosion, or to you can say to increase soil conservation, right? So one thing is what we are doing is, the by planting the trees, soil erosion is reduced to a great extent. Number two, here the main purpose of planting the trees is to obstruct the way of winds, right? So it has been done, right? The these are standing in the way of the winds, right? When the winds come, right, with a high speed they are blowing, they are stopped by the, you can say, these tall trees, right? Now when these trees actually form almost a belt like formation, is there a long stretch of land is taken, and that is totally used for plantation. Okay, so the speed of wind has been reduced, and moreover, children, when the winds carry along with them sand particles, all these sand particles are dropped there only, right? So these shelter belts don't allow these winds to cross over that part, right, and take all these sand particles to some other area which is fertile, and where if the sand particles will be dropped, that will further make it infertile, right? So it actually helps in this way in causing soil conservation, in helping for you can say to reduce the soil erosion on one side, or it can be taken as a step for soil conservation. Is this much clear, children? So these are various steps what we can take for to reduce the soil erosion. Okay. One more thing is there, children. When the dams are built, these days it is suggested that instead of constructing the, you can say, multi-purpose projects, right, where very huge dams are required to be constructed, instead of that, which is one of the reasons for causing the soil erosion on large scale, right? Instead of that, we can have several check dams in the way, in the course of any of the rivers. So that will fulfill all those purposes which are being fulfilled by that multi-purpose project, right? Moreover, these check dams are not going to cause any soil erosion. They will reduce the chances of floods, right? So that is why check dams are another you can say step we can take to actually further increase the conservation steps, right? Now at the end, children, this is another an important thing to discuss, what actually steps are there which are taken by the government in this regard. For this, children, the government has taken several steps, are being taken by government at different levels. And for that, some of the steps we can discuss here. One is actually in Madhya Pradesh. I was telling you just now in the earlier part that especially the Chambal region, are very close to that Gwalior and Jhansi region, right? Gwalior, Morena, and all these areas. Now, those areas are actually suffering a lot by this problem, right? Now, what government has done there, children? Government is helping a lot in leveling the ground. Okay, that means what has happened to the ground? Actually, several deep gullies are there, na? So once the undulated land has been leveled, that land can be further used for any other. Suppose it can be used for agriculture, it can be used for plantation, it can be used for establishing an industry and all, for settlements, anything it can be used for, right? But unless it is leveled, it is of no use, right? So this is a step which is being taken by the government there, right? This is one thing. And moreover, the gullies are actually plugged at several places. This is again one step which is being taken there, right? So that the gully erosion will be reduced to a great extent by this step. Okay, number one. Number two is that the shifting cultivation, which is a big problem, especially in the northeastern hills, right? northeastern states are facing this problem, because children, the it is mainly practiced by the people who are belonging to the, you can say, mostly the tribal people, right? And when the tribal people do this, they leave the land without any vegetation, right? And they keep on shifting from one place to the other for doing the agriculture. Now, there, this actually leads to soil erosion very fast, right? What is the reason? Because it is, one thing is that hilly area or the mountainous area, so a lot of slope is there. Number two, vegetation cover which was there earlier, now it has been cleared. Okay, so the soil is open, right? Number three, these are the areas which are getting heavy rainfall, very heavy rainfall, right? Whenever there is heavy rainfall, it will cause easily the soil to go away along with water, right? So this is mainly because of what? Shifting cultivation, which is a common practice in those areas. Now, to reduce the soil erosion, this is one step which has been taken by the government, that the shifting cultivation has been banned, right? Legally, it has been actually, you can say, it has been banned in those areas, right? So to some extent, whatever areas it was being practiced, now it has been reduced to a great extent. Clear? Another step which has been taken is, you can say, in Punjab, Haryana region, you'll find the at several places alkaline soils are seen, right? These alkaline soils are actually again brought under cultivation by using several organic manures, right? Which further increase the fertility of the soil, right? So in this way, children, conservation of soil is being done by various methods by the government also. Okay, so what we have completed in this chapter: soil, soil erosion, right? Soil conservation, clear? Different types of soils. Okay, now this is the total topic, children, right? If you feel that in this video there is anything which has helped you to understand about this topic, right, to prepare you for the boards or for your competitions, don't forget to subscribe the channel and share this video with your friends. Okay.